fireman's carries. I mean, this is kind of appropriate. We have an actual fireman here with us to show. But they're great because you can hit them from inside tie or an outside tie. And they're a way to go from feet to back. So you go from standing directly to having your opponent on their back and you on top. So how to hit it from inside, it's just a simple inside armpit tie here. And to make things really simple, have double inside ties, okay? So what I wanna do is I wanna get to here, okay? To make this really easy, I need him to posture up so he doesn't get a read on my entry. To get him to posture up, I'm gonna hang on his collar tie, and I'm not pulling with my arms, I'm gonna pull with my hips, all right? So I'm gonna lower my hips here, and then I'm gonna release the collar tie as my weight stays down. And as he postures up, that's when I'm gonna take a step inside with my inside leg, drive down to my knee, and what I'm looking to do is get down to both knees and get perpendicular to my opponent. The last thing I want is to be facing him here, and then he sprawls out on me, and I'm stuck on a sloppy shot. So what you wanna do is penetrate and get all the way up underneath his hips. The further and deeper you get underneath the hips, the easier this dump is gonna be. Inside armpit tie, collar tie, I pump. Once he goes up, I step, go up to both knees, and I posture high here. Now, once you're here and I'm facing perpendicular to my opponent, my first goal is to get this shoulder to the mat, okay? So the shoulder that's trapping this arm, I wanna trap this arm and glue it to the mat here. And let his body carry over top of me. Once we're here, I'm gonna lift my head from the mat to the chest, turn, and cover. Going right into side control, sometimes they sneak their knee in, but a lot of times, guys, when you hit this clean and you get a nice clean entry, you go right to side control. And by the way, this is a really sneaky way to take down a bigger person when you hit this correctly. So if you're interested in knowing how to take down a bigger, stronger opponent, I have an entire instructional coming out this fall. The entire instructional is about how to take down a bigger, stronger opponent. And the best way to get notified for that is to join our email list, and I'll send you a free takedown mini course along with that. You can find that in the comment descriptions below. So we're in, double inside ties, pump, fake, step. We're in, I'm trying to get all the way perpendicular, and I wanna have my hips upright, okay? If you land crunch down like this, it's not the end of the world. It's actually preferred by some grapplers, and you can see when I crunch, that brings my opponent's chest with me. That brings him closer to the mat. And how we learn this, how every good wrestler learns this, is you can actually hit this without your lead arm. All you really need to hit this is a good connection on this arm here, okay? This arm is just a guiding force. It's just my insurance. I should be able to just roll to this shoulder, finish, bring my head high, turn, and cover. And how you hit this from outside, that's what I love about the firemen, is that you can hit it from inside or from outside here. If your opponent has an underhook on you, and especially if they're pressuring in, and they're pushing, drop underneath, because you're perfectly set up to hit that fireman. So this arm is already trapped, and it's the same exact thing. The majority of the finishing mechanics of this move come from me pulling on this arm, not from you actually pushing with this arm. This is just guiding his hips through. So I'm gonna pull down here and guide his hips through, bringing my head up to the chest, turning and covering. One tiny little detail, because look, since my goal is to get perpendicular here, when he starts out on an underhook, a lot of times I'm perpendicular the wrong way. To finish this move, I have to get all the way to here. So to make that angle change less severe, instead of me having to do all the work to turn, which is pretty difficult to do, I'm gonna get him to face me just by stepping inside and shoulder checking him, all right? So I'm just gonna step inside here, bring my shoulder down, in a sort of Uchimata type motion, and as his hips swing out front, that's when I'm gonna step in, perpendicular, roll to that shoulder, bring my head up, and finish. Again, guys, we have an entire instructional coming out on how to take down a bigger opponent. Make sure you don't miss that by grabbing the free mini course, entering your email into the link below in the comments and description. We'll see you in the next video. This is Adam with Wrestling University, reminding you to always start standing.